Alright, so today on the Wonderful of a Game Destruction channel, now, as you guys know, I will be doing some more uploading. I'm doing some more of things along the line now. I'm going to be blocking out sections of the day. And as of right now, my calendar only currently shows Sundays blocked out. That is because right now I currently have a lot of free time that I can block out and make sure things are done. There are going to be certain days in January where I will have things blocked up. Now you guys can go check out my I'll have a calendar. Send you guys a link to the calendar down below. These are going to be things where I may have where these are where YouTube videos are going to come up. This is where I'm going to be live streaming, and this is all this and that. You also see a dedicated schedule under my Twitch stream, but I will be doing some things. But today we're taking a look at mainly some radionomy. Now, I did a short and a long-term video back then. Today we're going to be doing a dedicated, longigated, or long process of doing videos. So, let's get into it. So we're going to take now, when you come in, you can also, there is a Radionomy app that you can go through the Windows Store. As you guys can see, I'm going to open that up here in the Windows, if I can find the Windows Store. Now, technically, in the Microsoft Store, I should say. Okay? So now you go into the Microsoft Store. This is where you can be able to use Radionomy for like live streams and stuff like that, or things that you really want people to kind of okay. So now you want to search. Up here there's a search button that you can search for Radionomy or whatever. However you pronounce it. I don't think I spelled it correctly. Hold on. Radionomy. See, now there's the app called Radionomy. Now, I'm not going to install it because I already have it installed. Now, this is rated M17 plus. Don't worry about it. The only reason why it's rated M17 plus is because certain radios will have mature themes and mature content. Okay, that's the only reason why that's rated M, because it has the language barrier around it. Now, when you click on Radionomy, you guys are greeted with the genres and the top 25. However, if you guys notice up here in the right hand corner, up here, you will have, this is where you can search for things in the Radionomy app. So let's say I want to search synth wave. Okay, there comes with two radios called synth wave. Now I just typed in something, and you can pop up. So now you can search for what you want for radios. Now, as you guys can see, that's how you can search for things getting into the radios. There's also settings. You can mess with these. Getting ADFO in country and language. Make sure that your current settings are United States and English if you live wherever you live. That's where I currently live, and that's where I have things set up. Now you can also make this thing full screen, but I'm not going to worry about it. That's just basically the only thing I wanted to show you, is that you can search in the Radionomy through up here in this thing. So like if you I'm not for sure how to do that on the mobile devices, but I know on the Windows version, you can do it through there. Okay, now let's get out of the Windows Store. Now, when you want to get in, you will be greeted with this. Let's go to Radionomy Home. You'll be greeted with this thing. Now, if you have already signed up with Radionomy, you can click login. You can also sign in or whatever. I've already, or whatever. You'll be good with that. Now you can create your own thing, but as you can see, I want to go in and I'm working on a new called synthwave. As you guys know, I have been working on a radio station for quite some time. As you guys can see, there's called synthwave, retrowave, radio. Well, synthwave, retrowave, 80s. That's what this is tantalizing about. But as you can see, synthwave, retrowave, play synthwave, retrowave, outrun, vaporwave, dark synth. What I like to say is I consider synthwave electronics music. So, but as you guys can see, you have a logo. You have your radio station's name, your styles, your summary of your radio, your time, your country, your language, your profile. Now, I'm not going to go below the profile at the moment because I don't want to show personal information. That previous video, I did show my information, but I actually, the information hasn't really much changed anyway, but for those of you who really, I'm really not trolling, it's really not real information, so just to let you guys know, I just use this for purposes of fake information, but it's not really fake. I still have those are because guess what? Even though that my address is there, guess what? That's the address of the radio station. That's for people if they really want to come in and say, hey, whatever. The information's going to stay the way it is. It's not going to change. The address isn't my true address, okay? I'm just going to leave the address to where it's at. If you guys want, also, if you guys want to stay up on to date, you guys can also go on to, I think it's under, hold on. Let me close the display thing here for a second. I need to go to my, I need to go to my Facebook page because I have, okay. Okay. I have, hold on. Okay. If you guys want to stay up to date on my radios, I may end up consolidating them under one roof, under one page, but for right now, it's called DJ Maddie 107 Radios. You can get that way is where you can get it to it on Facebook if you guys want to stay up to date with some things. If you guys have any song requests, radio requests, stuff, that's where I'm going to get it mostly from there. I also will have an email that if you guys want to, you guys can also send email and stuff on things that you guys might have things, and that's going to be Pardon Radio, Pardon, P-A-D-R-O-N, radio, no spacing, at hotmail.com. That's where I'm going to get all my information for any emails for you guys wanting to, like, you know, send music requests, send music things that you guys want for the radio station. That's where I'm going to send it, or you can give it a call, or you can give me a call, but I don't have my phone set up. Well, I think I might have my phone set up, but I'm not 100% for sure on that. So, let's get back into, now I'm going to just turn the display back again. Yes, I'm using OBS, and that's my favorite thing to use. Now, as you can see, your radio station, basically you need to choose your radio station name thoughtfully. You'll not be able to change it afterwards. So, be careful on that. Your radio station's name shall appear in the URL address of your radio station's page. Avoid inserting special characters or trademarks in your radio station's name. Now, since I like to use a rizen, now as you guys know, I used to have 2 radio stations on the previous one. All the radio stations I've had are now ending. They're now ended. I will try and let you guys know that if a radio is down, please do let me know if a radio is down. Now, remember, this is Radionomy we're talking about. So if a radio is currently down for the moment on the channel, on the thing, let me know. if you don't see it, or in any of the categories that we set up, or tags or styles, or by radio station name, if you don't see it there, let me know, and I can go and check a look at it. If it's been down, I will let you guys know via in another later video on it, or I might just put it, say, pinned top, pinned down at the bottom of this pinned at the bottom of this video. So let's get right into creating the logo. Now, I tend to use Adobe Photoshop CS6, okay? But you guys can also use Paint. You guys can use whatever programs you want to use. Now, I'm going to use Photoshop CS6, okay? The only reason I'm using Photoshop CS6 is because, frankly, I like Photoshop. I also do use GIMP from time to time as well. While we're waiting for the GIMP to load, okay, let's go to Google, okay. Now, the reason I'm saying we're going to Google is now we're going to look at synth wave, okay. We're going to go to images, and then we're going to say settings. Now, because we're using this as a commercially thing, but we're going to modify it, so you should write label for reuse in general. Now, the reason why I'm doing this way is because this is the thing that I want to use right here. Or I can use this, but I prefer to use something that's going to resemble synthwave. So we can save this image as synthwave. We're going to save it under... Hold on. Yeah, we're going to do this one here, but we're going to do it... call it rizen synthwave is what we're going to call it. Rizen synthwave logo is we're going to name it under there. That's where things are going to be there to start us with. Now, as you guys know, that you can do Vaporwave 64. Well, that's what I'm using, but I'm going through and looking for things that I could possibly use and make things. Now, that's pretty decent there. I could also use that too. There's so many things. Now, we can say, there's a few things, but that's just mainly the thing that we're going to be using for it. So, let's go to hit File, let's hit Open. Now, it's labeled for reuse, so we can use it however we like. Now, I've also been working on a few games that'll be coming out in the near future. We will be taking a look at those in little later down the line. Let's go to my pictures. Let's get to the Ryzen New Wave PNG. Ryzen New Wave. Ryzen. Okay, whatever. It's Ryzen? No, it's Ryzen. Okay. Now, we could go in. Let's do filter gallery. Now, what I'm doing is I'm modifying the length. Okay. And then we want to... Nope, okay. Nope, I'm just adding a grainy feel to it. The reason why I'm adding a grainy feel, okay, is we just want that to have a little bit of a grainy look to it. So now, that's what I'm doing is I just wanted to do that a little bit. Now let's go in and let's add a text here. Okay. Now within the text, we're gonna call this one Ryzen Ryzen Retro rizen retrowave. Okay, now, as you guys know, let's take this and we're going to actually make the color a green. But as you guys can see, I don't like this grainy look to it. So what we can do, let's hit open. I don't like the grainy look to it, so let's take that out. Because I found out that I'm not really liking the grainy feel. So let's hit Control Z. Let's redo this. Let's redo the text. Hit rizen retrowave. Now, retrowave is not. That's how it's gonna be. So now we want to take rizen retrowave and we're gonna put that up here in the corner. Okay, but we want to make this seem more. Let's go with the filter gallery. Okay, we can do something like that. Let's stylize it. Let's do a let's duplicate that layer. Okay. Now we're gonna now what we're gonna do is now we're gonna filter this. Okay. Rasterizing it. Now I wanna see I wanna going edges. Okay. What we're doing is I'm just looking for several things that I could use to make it look something you know what? I like the mosaic tile look. Okay. Mile size. Okay. We're going to take a look at that. How does that look compared? Now, what I want to do is take this thing and we want to kind of add a little bit more of a greenish to it. That's why I kind of made it that way, so it looks more like that. And then, as you can see, we could probably cancel. No, we want to keep that. We could probably duplicate the layer and say copy it, and then put in and then say let's go up to the top. Okay, and I want to give this about a to make it look like that it's there as a thing. Now, I could probably say that we remove that. That's now if I were to say, okay, let's see. Because what I want it to do is bring out the light, bring it lighter. So what we could do is we could probably bring that up to about a 50. See, looking at that right now, that's not. Let's see, leaving that where it's at, we could probably put something up like that and then take that down to roughly about 50. or make it so that it looks like that it's a lot lighter. And that's so that people can kind of still, can you still see that Ryzen retro wave there? That's how I like it. So we're going to save this, but we're going to save this as better, because Ryzen synth, no, we're going to call this one Ryzen retro wave, okay? Because I already have it there, and we're going to do it. So now that we have our logo, now it's probably, if we go and say upload our logo, you can upload it the way that I have it. We can upload it that way, but it might not look very pretty in terms of so see, that's there. As I saved it as a PSD, I actually want to check, and let's go to images, image size. See how it's saying it's 229? I want to just increase that to 800 by 600. Okay. It's not going to look terrible. Okay. It's just to help make sure that when people look at it from other angles and things, it'll show up. Now, I'm always like to save it as PNGs. You don't have to. You can use jpeg. You can, But we're going to use this one here because, as you can see, it looks error, radio not found. Or what? And you might have that some occasionally where there's like a radio might not be found. So Ryzen retro wave. Okay. Maybe typing in, let's see if we can type in the name and see if things. It's still going to have that error. So since we aren't having that error, we might have to say, let's take out that and leave that into place. We're going to save this as Ryzen Retrowave logo 2. Okay. And we're going to resave that under PNG just because we can. Okay. Now let's check to see if the color works. As you can see, we're going to use number 2. It's still showing you that error, radio not found. I'm not investing. So now we're going to have to, we're going to maybe what we'll do is we'll just do this. Okay. Maybe we'll try this, and we're going to hit save as. We're going to save this under replace it over the Ryzen Retrowave Level 2. Okay? See if it will show up, because sometimes the logos might not show up correctly, and so it's still showing error, radio not found, and I'm pretty sure. Now let's try doing a JPEG version of it and seeing if that will change anything. So let's hit Control Alt Z. Okay. Let's hit File. Let's hit Save As. Instead, let's save it as a JPEG format. Okay. Ryzen Ryzen synth. Well, hold on. We'll do it this way. Ryzen retro wave logo. We'll do it in PNG version, and sometimes it might not work because it's a PNG file. But most of the time it should work. Nope, I'm not. See. See, I'm having so much problems here. And I'm wondering why it's not doing it. Because, as you guys can see, retrowave. Now we're going to do JPEG, and we're going to say that, we're going to try that as 2, just to see what will happen. Okay, let's go over here, because I'm having this problem where it's not showing, you know, and see it's saying, error, radio not found. Let's refresh this and see if it fixes any problems, because sometimes you might have to do that. So we're going to start with the JPEG and see if that'll picture. Aha, see, there we go. Sometimes it might not show up. You might have to reset it. Rizen retrowave, and that's kind of what I like. I like that, and so it kind of it's there. You can see it, perfect as day. Also, since we know that we're gonna drop this back down to 40. Okay, let's take a look and let's go with image. Let's go with the grayscale. Don't flatten. Discard. As you can see, that's what it looks like in black and white. I've learned that in my class in one of my classes. Not because I just took it as a fun thing. So now we want to do styles. Now we are going to put the main style. We want to do electronic, or we want to make sure that it looks as electronic. Okay, because it's basically that's what it is. Electronic. Now we're gonna do retro wave. Okay. You want to add stuff. See, retro. Okay. Now we could also say. We could also put electronica. And we could also put electro in there, because it's saying basically it's an electronic stuff. So we could say let's go with EL and see what else we can come up with that has. Nope, it's not possible. Okay. Make sure that you fill up with your styles as much as I'm gonna put pop down in here, because guess what? Retrowave can sound like a lot like pop and rock. So we're gonna put pop. No, it's not country pop, it's just regular pop. It can sound like that, but it can also sound like a lot like rock. So I tend to like to put like, well, because I also tend to like to use a mixture stuff. But we're gonna put over here, we're gonna put the tag electronic. I don't know if I spelled that correctly. Okay, so let's do this. So electronic, electronic. Okay, you guys know electronic. We're gonna do No, these are retro wave, synth wave, and synth wave. I also so let's go with electronica, electro, pop, rock. Okay. because I do tend to throw. Sometimes I will throw in. Sometimes I'll tend to throw in, like, if I'm creating other stations, I will tend to throw in maybe a song or two that's going to be from that station, and that's what you may end up listening to on those other stations, like country and stuff like that. So that's why I throw in those two extra. But they're not, they're at the lower end tiers where electronics mainly the focus here. Tags. What can also, retrowave. I'm also going to put 80s there because it sounds a lot like retro. The thing is it's set to around like 80s kind of feel. So it's not like you know, things like that. So we have up to 4 tags. I'm not gonna do that there. Time zone. Okay, now you want to make sure that your time zone is based off of your current location. So, like, as you can see, I wouldn't put Pacific time. I wouldn't put international. I wouldn't put anything other than central time zone. Let's see. Central. Where is it? I probably passed it already. There you go. Central America. Well, Central Time, U.S. and Canada, basic United States stuff. So now that a summary, because I did skip the summary, basically the summary shouldn't be like too super long. It should be like quick, get it going. Boom, 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 boom. Okay? So now I'm going to say we play the best of the retro wave. Now, what I'm saying is retro wave it's going to be throwing a lot of new songs, but they have like that 80s style. That's why it's an 80s style in there. It's not a electronic retro wave synth. 80s style is what it is. So it's an 80s style kind of genre that keeps its feel to the 80s. So we play the best of retro wave. I also put it there as parentheses, also known as synthwave. We play the best of retro wave, new and old, like midnight, Badlands, R3 set, and so much more. We will have some tech. Well, and that's basically play mostly music, but we'll have the occasional. Oh, now I was gonna put talk here. The occasional talk show. Okay, it won't be like the occasional talk show, and these aren't gonna be like a talk show that's gonna be pre-recorded. These are gonna be talk shows pre-recorded. So if I'm doing something about a talk show or something, I will let you guys know. So right now, I am going to actually, we're going to close out the display capture here, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to get all the way down here, and then I'm going to basically hold on, okay, because I don't want to show you guys that information, because it has changed, so that you guys can kind of see things and how things are going, and succession. So let's get back into OBS. Now we're going to show the display. You guys will see a lot of the OBS here as well, but we'll also take a look at where this. So once you have done everything, you want to now hit accept the terms and conditions of the Creators Convention. Now, when you do so, you're basically stating that any music that you put out there, be careful what you put out there too, because not everything is going to be safe. Now, back in the day when I started Radionomy, you used to be able to get your music. You could go out and get music from wherever you wanted, make it you feel like it's your own. But you could also get their music if you wanted to. You could add to upload some of your own stuff and theirs. But that's long day of the past. Because I am in the United States, you might not be able to get access to this in other countries. So please do be aware that of that sense. You might not be able to access it in New England. You might not be able to access it in Australia. You might not be able to access it in China. You might not be able to access it in Mexico or Canada. You might be able to access it in Canada, but I'm not 100% for sure. We don't know. So you will basically, some things have changed within that. So now we're going to click Save Everything. Yeah. So now we see how we have rizen retrowave. Now you have everything is set up to the way that you want it. Language, English. Don't ever use your website should be one that you already have, but I'm not gonna put a website here. Frankly, just because I don't have a website set up, and once I get a good, decent amount of people listening, I will put up a website for it. So let's go over to look at technical info. Okay, this is where you can change things like your compression, however you want to set up. Your key, that's where your keys and stuff are at, your API keys and stuff. Fudge. I shouldn't have probably showed you the technical info, but oh well, it's there. The terms and conditions, you guys can look at those there. Now let's go over to our daily planner. Okay? This is where everything you will get now. Remember, it's recommended that when you set it up, you can't put one artist. You can't put like how can I put it this way? You can't put in 100 hours of the Beatles on a radio station. You can't put 100 hours of AC/DC, Nickelback. You can't put hours of one single artist and one single song or songs. You can now, in response, you now have to have a variety of artists and variety of music. So what you can see here is you can't have more than several musical pieces. Now, as you guys know, I like to create music boxes. Radionomy streams, you might be able to have access to all. I don't know. Oh, they still have their music. But for this, oh, these are just if you need some extra music in. Because I don't even recognize any of those. Those aren't really. Because if you look at this, I don't see any other things, but hey. Maybe what's in the world. Well, I'm just taking a look at this. I've never seen this before. In general. It's got to load all 5,000 songs in here. I could probably select all of them, but you can only have 3,000 songs within your radio. But we're not going to take a look at so much of that. So, now let's create a new box. Now, our new box. Now, I always like to do things and give you guys a little bit of variety on the channel. or on the radio, I should say. So we're going to put in Vox, okay? So now we're going to add the Vox channel. We're going to add Vox in there. We're going to also add no Vox. No Vox. Okay, now the reason why that I put Vox and no Vox is that's just where I put in there is that's way so that I can say, okay, because there's times where I want to just have a small section where you know how music is I like to give you guys a little variety. So no Vox is basically no vocals. It's just instruments. The other one is vocals, things that have voice attached to it. So now what you can do is when you want to go into the music thing, you will have a lot of these where you can delete the box, you can upload a box, you can upload music to your box, which we're going to do that here. And as you guys can see, we're going to go over to our music that I have a music folder from my old radio station called Rizen New Wave. And I'm going to put in, like, this one, see here, Insengdra Cybernetic. I don't know where I'm going to put that yet, but this is what we're uploading it to Novox. So what we can do is there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Okay, we're going to start with all those. You can upload up to 25 songs at a time. Okay. Now, as we're waiting for songs to be uploaded, it will take some time. It can take quickly. It can be very, very slow based on things like that. Now, when you want to discover, okay, here's where you can get your mobile apps from. Windows Phone, it also can be used. Android, this is Google Play smartphone only. This one, iOS, you can get it through via things like that. You can also get it other applications like Roku, Tencent, Sonos, and even the Windows Store. But if you guys notice, Windows Phone and Windows, they're going to be basically about the same thing. So don't worry about it. You can always stay connected and listen to wherever you are. Each to their own. If you guys have any questions and you're not for sure on things, you guys can also go down to the forums. Now, the forum there's a form that you can click right over here. You guys probably can't see it very much, but my cursor's over there. You guys can go look at those forums. Check those forums first before you do come to me. Or go out to the Radionomy's Producers Pack 2. They also have that out there on Facebook. So, this is something that I use a lot of times. As you can see, a lot of these are uploading perfectly. And they're going to take a little while. Now, I'm only showing you the first 25 songs uploading. Because this is going to be in a part 1, part 2 video kind of thing. It's roughly going to take us a little while because you have 25 songs that you're uploading right away. And as you can see, I left off of Night Run 87, Leftover Lover, featuring Ation. Now, you also want to make sure that when you go in, your uploaded songs, you might want to go and say, look at those songs and say, okay, does the artist and the song look right? Now, because right now I don't have it set. I have it set up like artist and then the song, like Necromancer Hyperdrive or Neon Vox, Rise of the Hero, Neon Vox, Fahrenheit, or whatever. However, now a lot of that is just due to be sometimes if you have a song that you just uploaded and you just got it installed, sometimes the song might not be recognized by Radionomy, 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 or whatever. I call it Radionomy anyway, but it's however you guys pronounce it, whatever. Um, some other things that you need to note when you're uploading stuff: make sure that you have at least I'm going to say at least 150 to 200 songs, because if you don't have songs released, if you don't have that many songs, you can't do that. Now, you also, I'm going to say, for every song that you have, let's say you have 3,000 is the max, okay? And let's say you have one artist, one song, that's going to be 3,000 artists, okay? Now let's say you have 1,500 artists for 2 songs. Well, I'm not going to be doing that. I will be doing 1,000 artists, 3 songs for each of them. Wrong. I will probably end up doing a fair amount. I'll probably end up doing 1,000 songs by 3 artists. You can't do that because it's physically impossible. Now, if I said, okay, how about I do 1,000 artists? That's gonna be 3 songs. How about I do 500 artists? And that'd be perfect for me. 500 artists, you have to make sure that there's a good enough amount that you can actually think. Now, there's a reason why I'm only going to upload these 25 right now, because we're going to take a look at, well, what if I only have 25 songs? Can I make a radio station out of it? Maybe. Maybe not. Okay? We're also going to take a look at how we can make things look relatively aesthetically pleasing to the video, because you're also going to have to create your own jingles. Your own jingles are things like, when you hear radios where, like in America, we have things like, just to give you an example of a radio station I listen to, called My 99.5. Now, that's way out in Utah, and I don't live there, but I use it through iHeart. Guess what? Jingles are things that are like, you're listening to My 99.5, or things you're listening to Rizen synth wave, or you're listening to rizen retrowave, or you're listening to songs from the 80s on rizen retrowave. You're also listening to heavy metal or whatever. You can create your own jingles. Make it sound really pleasing. Okay? So, I'm just going through my mind, thinking of what I'm going to do. Right now, I'm not going to set that up. I will do that on and off the charts, because you guys have to make it your own self. You guys can use a free software called Audacity. Also, another program is called Traction 7. You guys can also use that as well. So we got about 2 more songs here. As you can see, we have 17 unvalidated files, and will be refused when the limit of 25 will be reached. So if you have 25 songs, that's why I only do 25 songs at a time. Go in, fix those 25, then come back and edit those things. So as you guys can see, a lot of times songs might come in and say, hey, that's invalid. Then it might become validated afterwards. Just sometimes things like that. But you got to take a look at, okay, since I'm doing a song that they don't recognize as much as things like, they might not recognize every song from a certain artist or a certain band and stuff. So let's go in. Now we're going to show you guys how to set up and fix things. So as you guys can see, we have this Ace Balcarino. Okay. Now, the title of the song is Breakout. So what we want to do is we want to hit Control C, and I'm going to do this on that there, Ace Buchanan. Okay. Now there is a style, but we don't. But I never use it anyway. I only never set up language. I never set up anything other than basically the title and the artist. Okay. So now as we go through, we can go through each individual one and say Caspero Galactic Achievement. Okay. As you can see, I've got most of this is because I just already had done a lot of this in my previous restore. Okay. I always will restore it to its original form because sometimes when you upload a song that Radionomy doesn't recognize, it might not fix. It will end up fixing itself. You want to restore it at all times. Okay, that's what I'm kind of doing here. I'm only going to see this file is locked during the identification process. So as you can see, some songs are going to go through the identification process. We're going to wait on those. DDR space program versus. So see, DDR space program, and I can just go boom, boom, say boom. Track data saved. Okay, I'm going through all the songs that don't necessarily have the identifying that they're. Yep, like Lifelike. I do have Lifelike Miami Vice. There is part 1 and part 2 in here, but they won't be played right next to each other because guess what? Radionomy doesn't allow that, which sucks because I want to do just a whole thing on the midnight, and let you guys just listen to it. I see Lifelike Miami Nice. Miami Nice. Not Miami Vice. Miami Nice. Okay? Because I remember sometimes that the identifying process, you will have to fix them. And that's what I'm doing right now. It's just going through, fixing every single one. I know I'm probably taking a lot of time just to fix them. But as you can see, that symbol there is going to be your identifying process symbol. Midnight Danger. This is Midnight Danger Stranger Days. Now, you might have to let it sit through an identifying process. Okay? So what we're going to do is now we're going to do Midnight Danger, Stranger Days. Okay? As you can see, we got all of those that are set there. Those are going to have to go through the identifying process. So let's take a look at some other things that we can possibly do with the boxes. As you can see, any constraints of these boxes, the title, I'm going to set the title can repeat at about a 80 at about 120, but the title can repeat at 120, but the artist can repeat a lot longer. X612. Let's actually put that at 180, where the title can't repeat, but the artist can repeat. So I don't want to have where the same title can repeat. There is no intro box, and there is no outro box to this. So and things like that. Now, when you want to create your jingles, they will go over in your jingle section. An example of a jingle, okay? Now, I can show you an example that I've done with an older radio station. So let's take a look at that while we're waiting for the identifying process to go through. Hold on. Oh, fudge. all this wonderful, loving music. I can't. Let's go to documents here. I think I have that in. No. Here we go. Okay. Here's another example that I can give you guys. Now, because I want to create this as a come on. Okay. Those are some of the examples that you guys can use. And as you can see, that's just one of many examples. Now, that's just a few things. So that's what you can really technically do. Now, okay, so now as you guys can see, none of those songs did go through. So that means now we're going to have to go in and fix these out. Now, as you guys know, that I also want to take us some time to, I'm going to put two videos into one here. While we're setting things up, I wanted to let you guys know that what's coming down the pipeline. What's going to be coming down in the year of 2019? Well, we're going to be taking a look at some other tutorials. Okay? More tutorials. Okay? But we're not going to be doing a whole lot of looking at tutorials. There won't be a whole lot of them here. I'll be doing a lot of video games in retrospect. There are going to be a lot of older stuff. They're not going to be like newer stuff from like 2019 kind of things. My Twitch live streams, as of right now, they're not going to be they're going to be set in stone. Their live streams are going to be roughly around 6 p.m. No, not roughly around 6 p.m. It's going to be roughly around, they will roughly be around between 12 and 2. They're going to be roughly between 12 to 4. Actually, they're roughly going to be about 3 hours long. Throughout the Monday through Friday. Friday, they'll be about 3 hours long from about, I believe, from 3 to 6 p.m. From 3 to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time on Twitch. My YouTube name and username are the same thing as well. We're also going to be doing we're also going to be taking a look at some gameplay footage of some games like Freedom Cry. And we're just going to do some reviews. We're also be doing some top 10 videos coming down the pipeline. I have 2 already ready and set up. The dates that have been recorded are going to be different than the way that this video is being uploaded. So those have already been created. They'll just be released at later dates. So like this video, it's going to be uploaded immediately, and some videos may be uploaded at certain days where I might not be on. I will be doing YouTube. Will be on a part-to-part basis with things like YouTube will be on a basis where I will have on Saturdays and Sundays Saturdays live streams are going to be a little bit different Saturday's live streams are going to be roughly between 12 will be um roughly from 12 to 6 p.m. or close to 6 p.m. And those are going to be roughly the community day of play. So it's going to be roughly 2 more hours added, 3 more hours added. It's roughly a 6-hour live stream on Saturdays. But throughout the week, during the day, before 3 o'clock, I will definitely be on the internet, but I will be doing a lot of homework related stuff. I may reduce the only thing that's not set in stone is Thursday nights. Thursdays are the only days that I may not live stream from 3 to 6. There might be games. And so what we're going to be doing also on Thursdays is I'm actually going to say 3 to 6 is going to be we might not do from 3 to 6. We might say, let's take a look at some games. We're going to take a look at how games are played, some board games, things, even my own created board game that I will link down into the description of that video at a later date or something. But, you know, it's going to be that thing where things are going to be totally different. Now, as you guys notice, that there is going to be some things that I'm trying to get these things done, and it's hard to talk at the same time. So, some other things that might be coming down the line is we will definitely be taking a look at Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2, just as a review of itself, my review, because I want to give. Yes, the game has been out for quite some time, but hey, what about my opinion? What is my opinion on some of these games? Like Bloons Tower Defense 5 and 6. Bloons generally what dedicates itself to becoming a nice self-reflected tower defense game. We'll also edit. See. We'll also be taking a look at things like top 10s. Some more top 10 videos. You guys will let me decide on what you guys want to see for those top 10s. To each of their own. I may not have a full top 10 for something. So if nothing else, if you don't see a top 10 for like, say top 10 candy or top 10 foods, you know, whatever. If there's something that I can't really put in, like, a certain genre, because sometimes I don't like watching a lot of things. And if I do, say, a movie or something that has multiple, like, movies to it, I'm just going to put it in a general selection of things, like Star Wars, for example. Like, let's say that it's in number slot 10. Well, I want to say Star Wars The Last Jedi, Star Wars Rogue One at number 9. No, I'm going to put that in a general thing as a full-blown thing, not as a, this movie's better than that movie, this movie's better than that. No, I'm going to do it as a franchise whole, because sometimes a franchise might be something like, might be only one movie. I consider it, if there is more, Neon Vox featuring Power Nerd. Okay? The reason why I'm putting that there is because technically I can do that, because it's still that there, but you might be able to hear it a little more sometimes, like that. So, like, things like this, it takes a little while, but I'm not saying that I'm going to show you guys, once I get the rest of these set up and ready to go, I will be taking and showing you guys what happens, I should have actually left my old station up before I started this so I can try to show you guys some things, but I'm going to leave it that way since I only have one for now. I can change that when it comes later down the line. It's nothing pretty bad or anything. So now we got all 12 of those songs ready and set up to go. Now, what will happen is when you go into clock section, you want to create, I'm going to create, these are clocks that are set for, like, no box, okay? I'll set no box there, and then I'm also going to create a Vox box as well, okay? A no box basically just has no box inside its thing. A Vox is just going to have all the box stuff in it. Now, this is an empty box. Right now, I don't have much set up for things like that. Now, let's go over to day templates. Okay? Let's just do Monday. Let's just do Monday, Tuesday, like I always do. I always do things where the same template might be for the same days and stuff. We're going to say no box throughout the whole day. Guess what? Will that work? Let's see. Let's go over to planning. Let's say that we have a Monday, January 7th, okay, which is tomorrow. There's an error. Guess what? There's an error. You can click on that error and it'll tell you the box X or no tracks is matched like defined by the constraint. The maximum clock error count has been reached. The fine generation was interrupted. Guess what? You have a problem. As you can see, that's not going to show up because you have to go over here to audio. We're going to finish uploading the rest of the no box. The last song that we were on was Night Run 87. So technically we will add stuff here from Outrun Be Down, which is basically just the rest of them. There isn't much there, but it's got a few more songs added, and it's getting bigger. As you can see, there's songs here that might be put down or let down into things like that. But I'm going to also, while we're waiting for this thing, there is a live connection feature that you guys can get access into and everything. And that live connection is pretty weak. I shouldn't say pretty weak. It's pretty hard for me to set up, and I haven't been able to figure out how I can get it to run. I can never get it to run. I always have problems because this is where you might want to have your local ad and stuff like that, where you can do that, where you can let people listen and hear and enjoy the wonderful music too. But live, you have to have the pro. I don't vaguely remember live because I tried it once and I got it to work, and then for some odd reason it wouldn't record my voice or anything for the radio, and so it was static and whatever. But you have to have this app or this music player called Winamp, and then you have to make sure you're connected to a Ethernet port. I never go live in the first place anyways because I don't have the access to it at home, because I don't have internet at home. This is, dorm room, so I have access to doing things and getting things uploaded a lot quicker and things like that. So getting things loaded in time, it does take a long time based on your connection. Also make sure that it's at least 44.1 at 128 or city quality basically. It don't go any lower than 120 and 120 process, because you won't be able to get things uploaded in a sense in a timely manner and stuff like that. Um, Also, make sure that you upload 25 songs and then wait and then upload again for those 25 for the next 25. Or for how many ever songs that you can upload. You know, I'm only uploading 21, so I could have uploaded four. I could have uploaded 4 more songs, but there's no point in me doing it since I'm almost all done with the Novox. Now it does take some time to come up with the station name. It doesn't come up right away. It may come up right away. It may come up 2, 4, 5 days down the line. You might come up with something for radio station. And Radionomy, to be honest with you, Radionomy is an absolutely free. You don't need a payment subscription. You don't have to pay. You don't have to do anything. It's kind of hard to say, I will be probably letting you guys know that the radio station will last about roughly 3 months. So Radionomy is such a great service out there. The live mechanic of things is weird. Make sure that you keep every 15 minutes there should be ads. Make sure that you always have ads. Wonderful, lovely ads. Okay? Because in the United States, they've made things really hard on Radionomy, because you used to be able to create a complete 100 songs of Carrie Underwood and have a whole bunch of related things. You can't do that anymore on today. So it's really important that you keep things like that. Now, you want to say that we're going to take a look at the stats here in a second. So, oops, we want... Well, actually, I already have... No, we want Omnera. We're going to actually go and... This is not doing the identifying process, so we can't really do that. So let's go down here. Let's go to Shy Guys Attraction. Okay, these are just things that I'm trying to fix as things are going on about the day. Now, there's probably millions and millions of things out today that you can probably find that a indie radio station is going to be hard to come by, because radio is kind of dying out in a way, but it's not really dying out. It's just changing platforms. Technology is changing relatively quick, and we can get all into that in another day in another video. Because frankly, what's gonna happen is once you get all your songs uploaded, you can go into your date templates. That's where you're gonna get it. But once you have figured out that you need to have a good substantial amount of artists out there, I'm gonna say have at least 100 artists is a great starting point, and having 3 or 4 songs from them is great. As you can see, this advert, this is going to be where you put in your ads and stuff. This is where you can set up ad filters and screens. Okay? And everything. That's where things are going to say, hey, oh, Monday, all day Monday, you play, hey, you're listening to whatever, and then it'll go straight into ads. There's so many things you can do with those jingles. So, It's just one of those things that you have out there. The the other thing that I do want to mention is that is that there's the mechanic of the radio in general. Is that in a traditional radio setting, you're gonna have a lot more, like, if you go and listen to go look at your local radio stations, there's gonna be at least a studio with good, great equipment. You don't have to have a good, great equipment with radionomy. You just have to have a equipment that runs that runs. So the more that you have that runs, the better equipment equipment. And the better equipment that you have is just do I have is totally way better than not having anything at all. So don't take things too lightly. Always take a look and see what other stations are doing out there. Go and listen to them, and then before you start your radio, and then make things sound better, make them more attractive to people of your audiences. You know, it takes a great deal. It takes a great deal of work into radio stations. You can't just say, "Oh, put a whole bunch of songs, create a couple things, and just let it go." You can't do that. You have to. Okay, your people are gonna start getting tired of the same old songs. Maybe do a rotation. Send things out, rotate them out, make sure that things are going the way that you want it to. And things. Make sure that things are set up so that you can say, look, there's a lot of music out there, and you can do whatever you want to your station. You don't have to, mind you, try to keep it relatively, if you're going to relatively stick to one genre, I tend to when I do rock, I will tend to stick to maybe I stick to generally rock and metal together. If I do a mix station, I will generally do pop and rock, and occasionally some metal, but that's just because that's what metal is, and some metal, because it's not like I need to have enough to be able to get in. So if you have a little bit of some other kind of genre in it, it's not gonna hurt you to throw in like a couple of songs from another artist. It's going to hurt you more if you say, guess what? I had a radio station that was 3 genres in one. It was a rock, it was pop, and it was country. It didn't do so well. I also had a country radio station. It did surprisingly well until it really died off, and I never really had much in terms of things. Now, the reason why I'm doing this updated video is because in the last video, there were some things that I did miss and did want to show you guys. And so, like the error showing up. Sometimes you might have those errors, and you have to go and figure that out. I'm not 100% well versed. Just make sure that you have a well versed variety. Like, see, Euro Skylines. That's not there is no such thing as Euro Skylines in my thing, because I know, unless it is in here, but I don't. Yeah, okay, no, that's fine. Okay, that is fine for what I'm saying is, make sure that you double check all of your work, because sometimes you might have a song that's out there and it's not traditionally in their system of song artists, because they're so rapidly changing every day. There might be a new artist out there, like the day that I'm talking to you guys. the day that I'm recording this, there might be a new song out within the next couple of days, you know. And that's just one of those things that you have. So we're getting through the no vox section. Okay. Now, as you guys know, it's going to take me a little longer to do things. So I'm going to probably end up cutting out the upload process and stuff. So there might be a part 2 to this, just to kind of give you guys like a long endeavor. But as you can see, all those songs have been uploaded and ready to go. Now, as you guys can see, in the clock section, no vox, as you can see, over here might not update right away. As you can see. But it might not update over here in the boxes, but these 46 tracks will update here. As you can see, I have 46 tracks already installed in no vox. Now, as you can say that no vox, but if you go look at those 46 tracks and say, how many of those are by one artist? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, as you can see, I have 4. So I have 4 songs that are multiplied. So I can subtract 4 songs and say how many artists do I have. So 46. So I have about 42 artists, which isn't bad. Okay, which ain't bad, but it's better. Which it isn't bad because it's a lot better to say things like that. Now, as you can see, I'm gonna upload the no vox here just for a quick things. As you can see, I have also the Midnight Kids. I've been working on a thing for Clone Hero, so that way I can get some things done. And we'll be taking a look at some things like that. So we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Okay? So as you can see, this radio station is going to get updated and things like that. But as you guys can see, within things, it may not work very well. Sometimes you might have to re-situate your planning, fix the planning. If the planning happens to show up but there's still an error, it might be just because the previous day might have something to go on with it. And things. Always make sure that your artists are always going to be, see, I always set the artist down at least every hour, so you're hitting the same artist over and over in the same hour. But I always do artist every 60 minutes, and then I set that up for every 3 hours. The same song can't repeat over for 180 hours, for 180 minutes, basically 3 hours, because I don't want it to be like, say, hey, no. I always do it that way, but if you happen to have an error, maybe reduce the constraints down. Maybe take down by 120. Maybe reduce it so that in case if a song needs to be repeated, it can be repeated. Constraints are a lot alike. You can say, okay, this box is not allowed to play this day, and you can set it up, hey, daily, and then you have a whole bunch of boxes. You can set up those individual boxes and say, hey, nope, don't want that day, nope, don't want it 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 that day. We'll take also a look at playlists here. Once this box gets uploaded, generally playlists are kind of like a Windows playlist. Okay, think of it like that. We'll take a look at it to show you kind of what the playlist entails. But the playlist will generally, in there, you can set it up how you want your songs to be played. That's where every day, oh, this song's gonna be played X time, X time, X time, X, X, X. It's gonna be stated boom, 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 boom. But if you have like 25 songs on there and two of them are the same artist, you need to space them out so that they're not playing the same song. So they're not being played next to each other. Because Radionomy is going to catch that and it's going to go, wrong. Also, note that Radionomy sometimes might go out. And if it does, you can send me an email or message me via YouTube or Twitter, Twitch, or my Discord. My Discord will be up eventually, but it's not right now. And I won't be linking it here to YouTube, so don't be worried that my Discord isn't going to be up right away. It's going to be mainly for my Twitch followers, so if you are following on Twitch, you will be able to catch my Discord over there. If I have so much, so much things into the area. Now, some things like Clone Hero is a good way to get into music, getting into looking at other genres out there. See, I found this synth wave just because of the song called "The Midnight Sunset," and I love that song so much I had to look it up, and I love the Midnight now. I love this genre. This is my all-time favorite genre, second to I think it's second to rock. No, it's synthwave / retro wave, 80s wave, whatever we like to call it. And then it's rock, then pop, then country. So I like a lot of variety of music, and that's kind of where I want to create a variety station that just plays, that may have an occasional country song on there, but it will mostly be a lot of rock, a lot of pop. You might hear occasional synthwave, whatever. Alright, now we're trying to get this set up because I am trying to get things where I don't want it to be overly powerful. And so what I'm doing is I'm just going to upload and say once I get this uploaded, we're going to take a look at playlists, and then I think we'll be done for this. There might be a slight, if there is a problem, there will be a video that you guys will be able to point to at the end of this video. I will have the video to your left. We'll show you the updated version, the older Radionomy version, so you guys can kind of take a look and say, hey, did I do pretty good that time? Is there some things that you might have missed here? I'll also put on the left-hand side the updates, an updated version to the newer version. And I'll do the same thing with the next updates and stuff. I will try to keep up to date with Radionomy and give you guys some of those tips and tricks and stuff. So as you can see, we're going to let that sit there because we're going to wait for those to fix itself. Let's go over to playlists. Okay, there is no block, so we're just going to call this test. I never use playlists in the first place. Anyways, I never do anyway. Anyway, so let's go over to no vox. I want to say, okay, let's pick a few songs. I want to pick Ace Buchanan. I'm going to pick these two songs here. I'm going to pick Dream Hour, Croquet, Family Secrets. Let's go with Crystal Dreams, Midnight Danger, Neon Vox. No, let's go with Rise of the Heads by the other song. With Orange, Oma Gravity, Storm, The Midnight. See, there's various artists, Weiss, and Yoro. Okay? As you can see, we also need to go to here and let's say deselect all of them. Let's go to this Weiss Starfighter. It's not various artists. It's first single from Megatron. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna call it Starfighter Weiss, because guess what? it's there. It's there to show us that you want to go in there and check to make sure. Hey, wait, that doesn't sound like that our artist. I know I have it. You can go in and check your places and stuff. Now I want to throw in a little bit of the Vox stuff. Let's throw in echoes and gunship and echo. Let's throw echo and echoes into the test setting as well. Okay. So as you guys can see, there is the artists in here. Now, as you can see, there's Dead Life. Well, let's move Dead Life to the very top of the chain because we don't want to have the same song being played twice in a row, same artist being placed, and we're going to shift that down a little bit there as well. So as you guys can see, it's not that bad to where we're placing things. And it's going to sound relatively, that's what a playlist is. Basically, when I go in to day templates, okay, say Monday, Tuesday, let's say that we're gonna say, let's chunk this out. Let's take this until about let's take this out to 11:59 in the morning. And then let's say, okay, let's put in the test. Okay, we're just going to play test, and then we're just going to say test is there, and then we're going to put no Vox for the rest of the day. As you can see, the colors change based on how you have things are looking. So the test here, this green one, is going to be showing you as a playlist. No Vox is going to show you as a blue thing, or your clocks are going to show up there. When you go into planning, it's not going to worry about this. It's going to show you up a few things and stuff. Now, as you can see, we do have that in there. Now, if I were to say, okay, let's go with Monday, can I place this on a Monday? Do I have enough artists? I do. It's going to allow me to play that generated. And let's take a look at that. See, I have enough artists that I could play a few throughout the day. But as you can see, it's speed the machine. Like, as you can see, a lot of this can be generated, and it's a lot of it's gerrymander, and that's just basically the jazzy little thing. You can't get rid of it. You can't do anything about it. It's their advertising, whatever. That's where things are going to be replaced when you get up there into the higher ups. That's where you're going to get ads. That's where you're going to start getting paid. Now, that's just how things are there. But now let's say, okay, so now take a look at that. We're gonna take a look at some more, but I also wanna let's go to Vox here. Okay. I'm gonna do some more. I'm not gonna do any more uploading because I have 13 unvalidated files. I think I can actually upload. What was the last one that we did here? I don't remember. Do we have Paradise Walk in here though? We have the last one I remember is Porcelain. Is the Porcelain Dream. So what we'll do is we'll upload from Porcelain Dream down beyond. Let's go find Porcelain Dream. So our 3 set, and we're only gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12, because we're only gonna upload those because that's how far I have some unvalidated files still left. Now you can export this and say, okay, you want this, you maybe want to have this as a thing. So, well, we could move speed. Let's say speed machine, I don't want it played there at the first, right at the beginning. Well, I can move this and move it wherever I want it, anywhere. And I'm just going to move it down here beyond blackout because I think that's just going to sound a little more aesthetically pleasing. Now, as you can see, Wolf, Weiss, and Isidore are there, but Weiss is here. Well, I'm going to move Weiss down a little bit. And I also want to say that Lifelike is also going to get moved down right after Weiss, Starfighter. And as you can see, it's a lot of this is just going to playing around and moving things around. Now, as you can see, you can't move these gerrymandos. You can't move them. This little jazzy thing here, it's always going to be there. It's not going to be your thing that you can get rid of. When you have ads, truly good ads after that three day mark, you'll be able to continue to you'll start be able to receive money, I believe, but I'm not 100% for sure. Jmando, true. These are all those things that you guys can get in and move in. So that's just how you can generate and take a look at things. You can export it. You can save the planning. You can also search the track. You can search for certain tracks within the thing. We're gonna close things out that I don't need. Like, and it's not in your traditional English speaking radionomy. Isn't traditionally English speaking, but it's there. Our last song is The Midnight Sunset. As you can see, we only have 13 unvalidated files at the moment. 17 files. So we might be able to upload 2 more, the rest of them. But always make sure that you go through and things like there's a lot of times there's artists out there where music's generally going to be a hard pressed thing. Now, I'm going to not use a lot of playlists throughout the day, but I will have occasionally there will be every week there will be an occasional playlist of my favorite songs that'll be on the same time. It will be roughly between 3 o'clock Central Time, roughly 3 o'clock to about 5. It'll be roughly at 3 o'clock, and then it'll just go and play. Generally, I will let you guys know these are my favorite songs, of things. So it'll be there in that sense of things. So let's get into fixing the rest of these because you gotta fix them. Homie, crystalline gunships, FM attack echoes, mood robot drip. I don't have a song called Mood Robot Drip, I don't think. Let's go double check. Okay. In our Vox section. Because now if we have we do have a Mood Robot Drip. Yes, we do. Okay, so now we're taking a look at things. As you can see, sometimes they will fix them for you. But I'm going to fix them myself. So always take a look at things and make sure that they see. The only reason why I did it for that one, Weiss and sometimes I will do things where, hey, they're together, they're one, they work together, but sometimes you might be saying X and X and X and Y, where there might be like Weiss featuring something. I don't ever put Weiss featuring da 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 because I always put it after the title of the song, so that it says, hey, oh no, this is featuring this artist, but it's mainly Weiss featuring this artist. No, if there's something where it says featuring, where the artist has a feature by it next to it, that means it's for that artist. Now, if another one does, like Dreamer's Avenue featuring The Midnight, okay, that would be one thing. Let's say The Midnight featuring the Dreamer's Avenue, then it'll be that way. It'll be like where these guys will be at the end of every song rather than at the beginning. Now, I will be on consistently every Sunday. I mean, not every Sunday, but every Saturday. Saturday is the day where I will be having occasional quizzes. And so I might not be able to get to this right away. And I also will be having community night with a... see how I did that? Never Stop featuring Ollie White. We're going to actually take that and we're going to keep that the way it is. Because sometimes, it's just there because I can do it. It's not like I'm saying, hey, this is not an artist. It is. It's two artists in one. People featuring, like, it's two artists there, but I don't do it often for all the songs. I only do it, like, if I did it previously, I will do it again. So it's not the best thing in the world. Like, see, I just got Highway Star by the side featuring Frank Smock. I'm not going to be doing featuring that. If you see one, that's because I've already did it with the previous radio station, and I'm just going to leave it that way. But if you see it with a later song, like, so I can do this one. There we go. See, a lot of those are a country. Now, I'm only going to be having one radio station at the moment, and that's going to be Rizen Retrowave. If the radio station takes off within 3 months, I will be starting to release other stations along the way. So that you guys can kind of get that feeling that, hey, if this Rizen Retrowave fails within 3 months, then I will be looking, because I also have to have a real-time job too. I can't just, like, I might be working for a radio station elsewhere, but, it's kind of one of those things that I fell in love with doing. I love radio. I like doing it for an actual company, and if I was doing it for my actual company, I wouldn't be having Radionomy because I would be working with them. I'd be doing what I love. This is something that I want to be able to have things take off and stuff, because I want to have my own actual indie radio station right here in Madison, South Dakota. Right where in my college town, where I can say, hey, you are an intern, we will get you in. You are an audio major, because like that's what I'm going for, and I want to make sure that, hey, you're an audio major. Well, guess what? You're in luck. You can work locally, audioly. You won't be able to get paid, but you will get to be able to do it right here where you can go to school. And where I say you can go to school and still do a lot of the things that you need to do, like, and so that you can get things done a lot quicker and say, hey, look, well, it's part of the school, well, I can go through and get things done. But I'm not going to ask you, like, I'm going to maximum 1 credit hour, because having more than, like, 1 credit hour is, like, we're only going to accept 1 credit hour because we are that. Now, if I was having, also I want to have a studio, what you might end up getting to be, say, hey, we can go up to 2 hours. Retro Thunder, Reaching the Sky, hasn't been fixed. That will not be fixed right at the moment. But Robert Parker, featuring Princeton Knight. So that's kind of a lot of things. Now, I know this video has been taking probably like a 2-3 hour long video. So don't be afraid that this video might be two-parter. So it's not like, because I'm just going through and fixing things, but I'm also talking to you guys about other things. As you can see, Retro Thunder Reaching the Sky is now there. So now I can actually fix it myself. So, and there's music is gonna be max you can have is 3,000. So what I'll tell you to do is get rid of songs that you think that are being played less often. Get rid of the, like, if you're a news station, okay, but you wanna say, like, you're playing a lot of new songs, like I am. I'm keeping a lot of songs, but I'm not, like, there's gonna be new songs added every day, future and past tense, you know. I gotta fix, there is one that I don't have, that's Aeon whatever. Oh, whoa, Star Force Paralyzed World. Yeah, that's right. Nope, I'm right. It's Star Force and then it's Paralyzed. By then it's Paralyzed Worlds. So, this one here, this Aeon, 27 Unit 1B, Unit 26, there, I don't have the Aeon thing. So what we can do is we can say, let's restore it to its original. That's Jordan F. and Vance Gill. Why did they put that there? See what I mean? They don't get that. You can't, you know, it's really tough. You know what? I'm actually going to change that to feet. Feet Vance Gill. Features Grand. Feet Vance Gill. So I'm going to do that. Jordan F. Feet Vance Gill. That's all it is. Now, as you can see, let's go back and let's check to make sure that no other songs are there, are messed up. Because okay, so yes. So now we have 37 Vox tracks, but we have 46 non. Okay, so now let's go over here. Now we want to have a Vox section. Well, in the Vox, it's going to have an empty box, but we can now we have 37 tracks. It's there. Now we can go over into our day templates. Now, what I like to do is section, well, actually, no, let's go back to clocks. The last thing I want to show you guys is that I always like to do, this is my other thing, is I do Vox. No, I always like to call this one a mix. This is mix where you get both non-Vox and Vox in the same thing. So you might hear like the same thing, same songs. But let's go over to audio here. Let's go over setup to this thing needs to be set up to where the title may not repeat for 180, but the artist may repeat every hour, because that way the constraints are still met with Radionomy's setup of clocks. I always do it that way so that nothing makes a thing. See, it's still fixed there, so we could have left it the way it is, but it's just the constraints is all. And I don't have any constraints set up. Whoops. Yep. Okay, I don't have any constraints set up anywhere else. So now let's go over to day templates. Now we can go and check Monday, Tuesday. So now under Monday, Tuesday, I'm going to clear out this whole entire thing. I'm going to delete the test as well, so that we can say, okay, I'm going to do is on Mondays and Tuesdays, there's going to be a no Vox for about, basically up until about 8 o'clock, 8:59 until about roughly 8:59 in the morning. It's not much. Okay. It's not much. And then I always like to throw in I'm going to throw in a little bit of a mix between each other. So we're going to go and we're going to say 8 to about 9. Okay. It's not much. It's not much of a mix. And then we're going to put in a Vox. Voxes. And there's not much into Vox as there is into no Vox. So what we're also going to do is I will set this up to a 2 hour. I will set this up 2 hours. So 9:59. So it's going to be 9:59. So it's going to be 10. and 11. So we're going to put that at 11:59. We're going to set that up to 2 hours, whereas this one's 5. This one's actually 5 to 6, so 5 to 6. So 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m., so which is 7:59. We're going to actually decrease that down to 7:59. And then we're going to do the mix is going to be down to 7:59. So that we can kind of... I did put that in the right hour, doofus. Okay, and that's how I do things, is I always tend to... But we're going to drop that down to 8. We only put that basically about an hour. And then 10, and then we're going to put that one at 8. Okay, and that's how I kind of generally do things. I'm going to do is, we're going to do is a no vox section. And we're going to put that for about 13. Now, I'm not going to show you guys, I'm just doing one thing. Because see, that's 9. Now, remember, if you are in the United States or a non-military time, 1300 hours is actually 1 hour, is 1 p.m. So don't assume, so that's 1 p.m. here. So that's basically 10. So it's going to be 11, 15, 11, 12, 1. Okay, that's going to be basically at 1:59. Then, but I'm going to actually increase Novox to drop that down by a little bit. Okay, and then is in our mix. We're going to put that in. So 14. So now we're going to put that as 15:59. Okay, that's basically giving it a half an hour there. And then we're just going to put in box again. And this time, instead of 15, it's going to be 16, 17. So we're going to put this at 18:59. Then I'm going to put in mix again. But this time we're only going to put it in for 19, only for about a half an hour there, just to kind of, if there's anything that comes in. And then I'm going to put a Novox in. Novox is going to be 19, so we're going to say that to 23, which is 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Okay, we're going to actually go that down to 22. No, 23, 29. Okay, and then we're going to do a vox here. 20, I'm going to say 1:59. And then we're just going to say no vox for the rest of the time. So that's basically, because it's 3 hours. So it's like why not? There's some mix in there. Now when you go over to planning, okay, it should, see now we have that generation. We haven't, its next day hasn't started yet. Remove selected. So we're going to remove that one. And then we're going to say, okay, Monday, Tuesday are, now there's some errors going on. As you can see, let's take a look at those errors. Logs, Vox. The boxes are no tracks matching the criteria defined by the constraints. The maximum clock hour count has been reached. The planning generation was interrupted. Basically, from 15:59 to 18:59, the box was ignored. So we got to take a look at that time schedule there. So if you go to day template, so it's 15 to 18. Okay? Which is going to be right down to here. 15 to 18. So let's drop that down to 17. Let's drop that down to 17. 18. Okay. Actually, let's bring that up to 18. Let's bring that up to there, and then we'll drop that down. To 1859. Okay, that should fix it. If there's a problem again, it may be that there's an error. Okay, so now it should be fixed, and it should now be allowed to generate its music. So for right now, we have Mondays and Tuesdays are generated. Let's take a look at those generations, just to see if there's anything that we want to change. But I never change anything. Like there we go. So that's how you create things. Be aware that during Mando is their non-ad revenue. I wish that they would just have that there as like, hey, you have those little jazzy things that you come every 15 minutes. It's not bad. It's their way of saying, hey, this is where ads are supposed to be, but ads aren't going to be there right at the moment. So that's how we have things set up for Radionomy. There is live mode, but live mode isn't going to be set up pretty darn well. Live mode, I've never messed with it. I will never mess with it, but you can go live. So don't be afraid that you can't. There might be things to use. Like I told you earlier, Winamp is going to be your best guess for live. I don't use live. I never have and never will. I just usually just upload music and then I say, hey, I'm going to do a lot of planning. I'll get in some more music. I'm going to generally do things like that. And I'll also generally put in a lot of some talking, but it won't be like me talking live. It will be me having a pre-recorded podcast kind of thing. Things like kind of like YouTube where you have pre-recorded stuff. So I hope you guys did enjoy. Please do hit that like button if you did enjoy. And if you did enjoy, also, if you want to see more of my videos and stuff like that, and stuff like this, you can also hit that subscribe button as well. But also, over here is going to be any updated videos. But as of right now, it will be just what YouTube thinks you might want to watch. Over here is going to show you things. Is going to show you the previous Radionomy videos. So you guys can kind of take a look at things on that sense of things over here. So you might want to always take a look at that video too. This video might also help you in things, other detailed stuff. It'll be a shortened version, so you guys don't have to always watch this full-length, long video. So I hope you guys did enjoy. I will be doing some heading over to Twitch. I'll generally try to not. Twitch won't be I won't be doing a lot of Sunday videos. I will not be doing a lot of Saturday live streaming either. Saturday and Sundays are going to have 0 live streams. Okay? 0. May have not 0. It's going to be less live streams than it will be with on things. So just as a reminder, check out these 2 videos here, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.